So this happened, I guess, last night. You're ready.
An even bigger programming change is at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern, where Joy Reid's show, The Readout, ended tonight. And Joy is not taking a different job in the network. She is leaving the network altogether. And
she's leaving, yeah, exactly. Like the same as like a piece of garbage leaves the table and goes into the trash can. Yeah, no, I mean, that's technically true, but like she getting fired. They getting rid of her.
That is very, very, very hard to take. I am 51 years old. I have been gainfully employed since I was 12.
Good for you.
And I have had so many different kinds of jobs, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Incredible.
But in all of the jobs I have had, in all of the years I have been alive, there is no colleague for whom I have had more affection and more respect than Joy Reid.
That's nice
to
say.
I love everything about her.
Great.
I have learned so much from her. I have so much more to learn from her. I do not want to lose her as a colleague here at MSNBC. And personally, I think it is a bad mistake to let her walk out the door. It is.
Well, it's not. So here's the problem, is like MSNBC is, people don't take a lot of networks seriously. Like they have like kind of the opposite problem that Fox does, where like everybody looks at Fox News and they're like, oh, this is just like right-wing propaganda. A lot of people look at MSNBC and they think, oh, this is left-wing propaganda. And so they don't take, like, having people like Joy Reid on your channel and on like your network, it makes people think that you're full of shit because you're paying somebody who's an obvious, like fucking just outwardly stated racist that's saying this stuff. Yeah, of course nobody wants to listen to that. It's not even a question. How could anybody not see this? They fired my racist friend. Yeah, I guess so. And it destroys their credibility because MSNBC, they're owned by Comcast. Like, Comcast doesn't want this shit happening because obviously, you know, like, because you think about it, what's the point of running a news agency if you can't influence an election? Like, if you can't change the outcome of an election, what value is your news media network? Nothing, really. And so they clearly weren't able to. They couldn't do it. And so, of course, these people are going to get fired. The problem arises when Fox News, for the most part, acknowledges that they're right-leaning. Lefties don't want to admit that they're left-leaning. Well, I'm not going to get into that too much. I'm just saying that MSNBC has a massive credibility problem in the same way that I think Fox News has a massive credibility problem, just from opposite directions. And so, of course, they need to get rid of the bad actors. I mean, Fox News got rid of Tucker Carlson. He was like one of their most popular guys. That's it. CNN claims to be fair. Well, CNN is not fair either, but the public perception is that CNN is more fair than MSNBC or Fox. Right? Like, I think that this is what, if you ask like an average American, you have Fox, CNN, and then MSNBC. Now, where on this list CNN is, whether it's closer to here or closer to here, is irrelevant. However, that CNN is not center at all. My point is that most people agree that CNN is more center than MSNBC. And if you go and you interview 100 people and you ask them, does this chart look accurate to you? I think that's what they would tell you. I do. I think that is exactly what they would tell you. Poll? Okay. You need to swap Fox and MSNBC? Oh, because it's like left and right? Yeah, I mean, maybe I could do that. So why are people disagreeing with this? I'm just confused. CNN is left? Okay, let me see if I can find a search for this. Perceived... let me see. Perceived political bias poll. Actually, let's see if there's an AI version of this. How about let's look and see if there's an AI version of this. Actually, let's go through the clip. It's a 1 minute clip. I'm getting distracted. Let's just get through the clip and then when we can look at the poll. All right. We'll ask we'll ask the AI after this.
Personally, I think it is a bad mistake to let her walk out the door. It is not my call.
Well, they didn't let her walk out. They kicked her out. So, I mean, they agree with you.
And I understand that, but that's what I think.
Yeah.
I will tell you, it is also unnerving to see that on a network where we've got two non-white hosts in primetime.
They cannot stop losing. They actually can't stop. They can't stop doing this. This is so embarrassing, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what is this? Oh my God, racism is racist. Yeah, this is insane. They can't stop bringing this shit up. Oh my God.
Both of our non-white hosts in primetime are losing their shows, as is Katie Fang on the weekend.
Well, I guess that means okay, so you're going to say that they're racist? I think MSNBC should fire her too. They should, because this woman, she says a bunch of retarded shit all the time. Anytime I hear about her saying anything, it's always something stupid. So why is it that you're even here? You should be happy that you're here. And I think if you want to make it fair, you know what? I agree with her. I think that there should be equal representation. I think they should fire Rachel Maddow and Joy Reid. That way it's not perceived as racist. What a great idea. That's so smart.
And that feels worse than bad, no matter who replaces them. That feels indefensible, and I do not defend it.
That's right. That's right. So it's indefensible. I do not defend it, but I'm going to stay on my show at the studio that is doing something that's indefensible, that you can't defend, that you're insinuating is racist. You lying, disingenuous bitch. What are you doing? You're sitting around collecting a paycheck for millions of dollars, and the only thing you can do is virtue signal. You cannot stand on business, and if you leave MSNBC, it's going to be because you got fired and not because you wanted to go. That's the truth. That's it. And so, like, imagine going on this fucking monologue about how bad this is and then staying on the platform. That's it. It's ridiculous. You're not going to go and say this. It's outrageous. It's crazy. And so, yeah, no, I think MSNBC, though, they should be fair about this. They should absolutely be fair. And they should fire both Joy Reid and Rachel Maddow. I think that would be fair and good for everybody. That would just be a benefit for, everyone. And so that's how I see it. And, Jesus, yeah, I hate this person. I mean, no, it's not. I don't hate this person. I dislike them. I find them to be very annoying. And let me see if there's any more information about this again. And I got to make sure I spell her name right. Copy paste this. Just get it in there. And yeah, I do. There's very few people that I actually hate. But yeah.
So that's a big change.
Oh, here it is.
An even bigger programming change is at 7 p.m. 7 p.m.
Just go a minute ahead.
But that's what I think. I will tell you, it is also unnerving to see that on a network where we've got two non-white hosts in primetime.
I wonder how many elections do you think they're going to have to lose because they can't stop being racist in order for them to finally think that this is a bad idea? I think probably 3, right? I think 3, maybe like 2, 3 more. Yeah, it's going to have to be a lot. 2 more? Yeah, at least 2 more. I'd say at least 2 more.
Both of our non-white hosts in primetime are losing their shows, as is Katie Fang on the weekend. And that feels worse than bad, no matter who replaces them. That feels indefensible, and I do not defend it. But there's just one other piece of it that you should know.
Here we go.
From your side of the TV screen, you will mostly see changes in terms of who's in the anchor chair.
Yes.
And actually, everybody who's going to be in anchor chairs from here on out are great colleagues and great at what they do, and you are not going to be disappointed in who's on our air and what you're going to be seeing. But
I thought you just said it was going to be disappointing because, like, aren't you making the implication that if somebody gets hired in Joy Reid's place that's non-white, that it would be disappointing because they would be minimizing the representation of people that were non-white? Or sorry, like so like how does this work, right? Because I don't see how you can have both of these two things at the same time. Like, that's just me, right? How does that make any sense to me?
One thing you cannot necessarily see is that the people who get our shows on the air, they're really being put through the ringer.
Yeah, they should be, because they put a bunch of fucking retards on the shows that made the studio and the whole network look like morons, and now they have to get reamed for this constantly by the executives at Comcast, and they're saying, why do we have these crazy people that nobody likes running these shows? Why is our news network run? Why is the asylum being run by the inmates? Why is this happening? Yeah, they are being put through the ringer, and you're the one putting them through the ringer.
Dozens of producers and staffers, including some who are among the most experienced and most talented and most specialist producers in the building, are facing being laid off.
Of course they are, because and the reason why they're getting laid off is because your show sucks. That's the reason why. You do something like this and you have a bad show and it doesn't make any money, well, that's what happens. Then people leave and they get fired. So, like, don't go and play this emotional card. It's like, this is your decision to an extent of, like, what your show is going to be about, and you decide to make your show about these divisive issues that you're on the wrong side of, clearly based off of polling, and then you go and act like the people that are the staff or the victims. Yeah, they are the victims. You victimize them. You decided to stand up on this hill that nobody wanted you to be on, nail yourself up to a cross, and now nobody wants to watch the show anymore. And so, is this really anybody else's fault other than yours? It's not. So, I mean, I'm just being real.
They're being invited to reapply for new jobs.
Yeah.
That has never happened at this scale in this way before when it comes to programming changes, presumably because it's not the right way to treat people and it's inefficient.
Is it really not the right way to treat people? I think it's just fine. And I think you would have been overly okay about this if it was people that were posting negative shit about, like, BLM in 2020, people that were posting COVID denying or anything like that. This is not, like, it's not the way to treat people. No, you just think that it shouldn't happen. That's it.
And it's unnecessary. And it kind of drops the bottom out of whether or not people feel like this is a good place to work. And so we don't generally do things that way. Maybe all of our folks, including most of the people who are getting this very show on the air right now, maybe they will all get new jobs here. And I hope they do, but
I don't. They obviously can't do the job here. Why the fuck would I want them to get another job? They suck. They're producing a show that's garbage. You're going to make an appeal to emotion after you've just been sending this fucking bullshit out for years? What's going on for this? What's going on with all this?
In the meantime, being put in this kind of limbo, the anxiety and the discombobulation is off the charts at a time when this job already is extra stressful and difficult.
It's not stressful or difficult. What are you talking about? You just sit in front of a camera and talk. Shut the fuck up. Like, it's not. Like, I mean, there elements of it that's hard. Yeah, for sure. But, like, you really going to tell people, like, an average person, like, every job has challenges, and I think that invalidating somebody's challenges is hard. But, like, man, it's really not that hard to sit in front of a camera and talk. I do it every day. It is. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Now, are there challenges and difficulties? For sure. But, like, you want to put this out to the public. People don't want to hear this shit.
It is not news for me to tell you that the press and freedom of the press are under attack in a way that is really...
The press is under attack? Yeah, it's being under attack by the population because people don't want to hear what you're saying. Yeah, not watching you is being... So, like, let me get this straight. Because people don't want to watch your show, you're being attacked. Damn, that's crazy. So if you ignore them, you're attacking them. Wow. Okay.
It's a big deal for our country. It's very visceral for us here.
Yeah.
I know that the business of the press is not an easy thing, and I know that no job is forever. But I think I'm safe in saying for all of us anchors who you know through the TV, please know that what pains us the most is not what happens to us. It is what happens to our coworkers on whom we depend and who you don't necessarily know. But
then stop trying to put stuff out there that's massively divisive that nobody wants to hear. If you care about these coworkers so much and you want them to get good jobs so much and you want this, then stop putting them in a position where they can get fired. Adapt with the times, stop pushing extremist rhetoric, stop being crazy, and maybe you won't have these people get fired.
We respect and love them and depend on them. And did I mention we respect them? Mm-hmm. This is a difficult time in the news business, but it does not need to be this difficult.
You're right. It needs to be more difficult. I want to see more firings. I want to see more show cancellations. I do. I think it needs to be worse. I think this is a good start. Let's get rid of these partisan racist clowns that are only pushing an agenda trying to compare Donald Trump to Hitler. This is insane. You are insane.
We welcome new voices to this place and some familiar voices to new hours. It's going to be great, honestly. And
somebody says, why am I so vindictive? I'm not. I'm just responsive.
We want to grow and succeed and reach more people than ever and be resilient and stay here forever. I also believe, and I bet you believe, that the way to get there is by treating people well. Finding good people, good colleagues, doing good work with them, and then having their back. That we could do a lot better on. A lot better. I'll be right back.
That's so sad. Wow.
Liberty.
Wow, that's so sad. Oh no. Oh wow. Wow. Oh no. Wow. Yeah, it's crazy. MSNBC has let her stay on the air. Well, I mean, they could get rid of her in a few days, right? I mean, that would be a best case scenario. That's the way I see it. No, I'm not about this at all. Should try honesty and reporting just a little bit. Yeah. The reason why these people, so it's actually really simple why these people are getting fired. It's because nobody's watching their shows and their opinions aren't popular anymore and people don't like them. That's the reason why. So, like, you want to go and change this and turn this into some sort of, like, abstract fucking criticism of capitalism. You can go and do that all you want. But at the end of the day, you're unlikable, rude, racist, obnoxious, and people just don't want to watch your show because it's not interesting. People watch the news because they generally want to be informed. That's the main reason why people watch news. And so when you cease to become a news show and now you're a propaganda network and you're just putting forward information, contextualizing it against like things like Hitler and Mussolini, this is fucking crazy. Average people see this and they think it's ridiculous. It's very unbecoming, and people just train themselves not to pay attention to it. The same thing, I think, to a lesser extent has happened with Fox, and you could even argue to a greater extent has happened with Fox. At the end of the day, there are a lot of people that want to have unbiased news and they want to actually know what's actually happening. They don't want to be told, oh yeah, this is what it is, or, you know, some fucking agenda or some spin on it. They just want to have this explained to them in a way that is fair. And at the end of the day, she is not fair. Neither was Joy Reid. They're gone. Rip Bozo. I hope this is only the beginning. That's what I think. Thank God. Thank fucking God that these people are getting fired. They are absolutely toxic and corrosive to public discourse. There is, in my opinion, no redeeming qualities of their shows. And while I support their freedom of speech, I will celebrate them losing their jobs. Absolutely. Do it from a podcast in your basement. Nothing of value was lost. Yep, there you go. I'll read a few more of these. But let's be clear, most of these hosts and TV shows are carried by boomers on their way out as well. Yeah, I think you bring up a really good point. Yep, absolutely. And what is this here? Give me. So we got some person who's mad. Now we've already had a lot of disagreeers in chat. So we're just gonna ban this. People want to go and explain and get mad or whatever. I don't need to hear that shit. Like, I'm not even gonna read it or argue with you. Just shut the fuck up. So she's saying MSNBC is firing based on race. Did I hear that right? What they're saying is that. Well, okay, so what are we doing? Are we actually trying to listen and understand what this person is saying? You can't. Like, I can't figure that. Like, it's just stupid. The insinuation is that MSNBC is racist. That's absolutely what the insinuation is. It's that they are either racist or they are capitulating to racists. That's clearly what the case is, right? It's one or the other. Now, in my opinion, I think they should get rid of her too, and I agree. I think that it should be fair, and we have to have equivalent exchange, and I think that Rachel Maddow should be fired as well. And I cannot wait to watch, and we've had this happen too. Here we go. Even Don Lemon, he crying again. And this is going to be, this is about to be Joy Reid and Rachel Maddow pretty soon. They're going to be sitting in their house filming podcasts with nobody watching. So we watch this. And so, like, what we're looking at right now, I want you to understand this, is a legendary level crash out for legacy media. And I understand that I've played a small role in this, but I just hope that I did 1% of the damage. I can only dream that I was 1% effective in making these people less relevant. That would be a beautiful reality to me. 1.25, 0.001, that's enough. That's enough. All I need to know is that I was a drop in the ocean. Yep. 1% contribution to the raid. Hey, that's okay, man. Like, yep, absolutely. And humble take, that's fine. Yeah, I'm very glad to see this happen. So this is the guy that's crashing out.
Then what they did, meaning a woman's right to choose, is removed under Trump.
That's not the only issue in this world, okay? A percentage of the female vote went up 2%. So are those women crazy? I mean, it's not 50%, but it's high 40s, and he got that. So ask those women.
He's completely right, by the way. Beer belly boomer here is absolutely right. That there were tons of women that supported Trump. So to act like abortion is a gender issue is retarded. Like, a lot of women who are conservative are against abortion. It is a religious opinion and it's a moral opinion.
Like, they voted for Trump.
Yep. But we had good times with Donald Trump. Our economy was good. Life was good.
But you know the economy's better under Biden than Trump.
Bullshit.
Well, that's what the stats show.
Well, actually, so if you look at this graph, what do you fucking like? Oh, it's just so ridiculous. How do you even think this? Please, if you look at this graph, inflation's worse? No, the fact is that the GDP has gone up massively and inflation has gone down. That's true. But the problem is that a lot of the wealth gain and the recovery from the pseudo recession that we were going to have was made in recoveries in the 0.1% of the wealth earners. So the economy recovered, and the people that recovered the economy were the hyper rich. That's what happened. Like, it's so, yeah, no, but the stats, if you look at the graph, Jesus Christ.
That's what the facts show.
Well, you know what? I don't know where they're getting their facts, but I don't think they're valid.
ABC News. Exactly, yeah. No, because they're not. It's misleading on purpose. You can make a million graphs that show a million things that aren't true.
Oh, keep going.
New York Times.
Oh, keep going.
The Atlantic.
Oh!
I don't trust any.
Their facts, but I don't think they're valid.
ABC News.
Oh, keep going.
New York Times.
Oh, keep going.
The Atlantic.
Oh!
I don't trust any of these.
Oh!
I don't trust any of these.
Okay.
I don't trust any of these. We're the common man. We don't trust any of these. No one trusts the government. No one trusts the common news. We don't.
Wow. Damn, bro. Why did you post this? Like, you recorded this. Like, you really thought you would post this? Why would you post this?
Trust any of that anymore.
Well, look,
independent news, we are the ones that own.
You shouldn't trust independent news either. You shouldn't trust anybody wholesale.
News now. People trust me. They don't trust MSNBC because I care and I'm actually one of them.
The economy is actually better.
I do think that's the way that a lot of people feel, though, is that they look at these news anchors that, like, let's look at Rachel Maddow, right? Let's see, I pull this up. It was Don Lemon. CNN salary. 2022. Let's just look at this guy. So he received a $24 million settlement after he got fired. So basically, he got a lot of money. Like, this guy's getting paid millions of dollars a year. And so these people are making a ton of fucking money. And what I think has happened is that there is a actual, and this is going to make some of the communists in chat kind of happy, is that there is actually a form of class consciousness that's occurring with the American public against these media personalities and against these media people. Because what I think is happening is that they're hearing this, they're seeing this, and these people are trying to assure them, oh, everything's fine, while at the same time, these people are making millions of dollars a year. That's really what's going on. And I think that this is actually an unironic class war. They are the rich. Yeah, they are basically a separate social class, and they're talking down to average Americans. I think that's one of the reasons why people view independent media differently, is that independent media at least doesn't publicly have that data showing that these people are like multi-millionaires, right? It's a degree of separation.
Biden. No, I'm serious. That's what the facts show.
Okay, you know what?
No, that's not because I watch CNN. Kanye, when is Bully going to come out? When is Bully coming?
Yay. I changed my name to Yay.
Julian, who's going to win? What are your policies that are important to you? Just baby stuff? Like really good formula? Mommy and daddy? Okay. Nice to meet you. Take it easy. Are you going to vote?
So he having a crash out. He having a situation. Let's watch it.
So let me just say to Megyn Kelly, in my 30-some years as a journalist and my 50-some years as a person of color, go fuck yourself. Okay?
He's not happy. He's mad. Not happy at all.
I usually don't like to talk about her because she's one of those people. She thrives on it. She has built the second part of whatever of her career.
That's why you're mad. Is because she's where she's at in her career and you're in your room. That's why you're mad. Yep.
On being a troll. So this is what Megyn Kelly said about Joy Reid, right?
Yeah.
And remember, Joy Reid is a woman. Megyn Kelly is a woman. She's supposed to be all about women and, you know, supports women. Okay, so this is what she said. Remember,
why would you support women categorically based off of the fact that they're a woman? That's retarded. Why would you do that? That's stupid. Shouldn't you support actions and not people based off of immutable characteristics? I mean, I don't know. That's just me, right? Maybe that's racist.
remember when Joy Reid laughingly mocked white women tears as pathetic and offensive to her?
Yep.
Who's crying now, Joy? Good riddance to the absolute worst
fucking true
person on television, and shame on NBC for letting it go on this long.
Yep.
And she has a, you know, she is an axe to grind when it comes to MSNBC, and also, she, you know, this whole, she's racist, right?
She's racist. Damn. He just gonna go out and say it that she's a racist. Oh my God.
It's just, I'm gonna give you the evidence. Supposedly learned from it and then spent every day after apologizing for it and being fired for it, then spent every day proving the point that she is a racist.
She's a racist. Okay.
And not very supportive of women. If you look, all you have to do, the evidence is in her Google search.
Good. She shouldn't be supportive of women. She should be supportive of people doing the right thing. Is this supposed to be like an indictment?
And what she says about women, how she calls them out all the time.
So like now you're criticizing her for calling out women? Oh my God. Who is this guy?
The worst person. No, Megyn Kelly. The worst person on television was fired from NBC in the Today Show a few years ago, and that's Megyn Kelly.
Good one.
That's the worst person who's not on television anymore.
What about like Bill O'Reilly, who like had a sexual harassment lawsuit? Like I feel like that's kind of worse. Yeah, I would say that's worse. I mean, but hey, I mean, what do I know?
That's the worst person who's not on television. So hoorah for that. NBC did something good with that. You know why? I like to give proof of things.
Oh, he got an
evidence.
$10
Like when I
donation.
said Donald Trump, the president of the United States, was racist, it wasn't my opinion. This isn't my opinion about Megyn Kelly.
Yeah.
The evidence is there. I'm going to show you the evidence of Megyn Kelly, and that just as I showed you the evidence of Donald Trump.
I'm sure, right? And that worked. Yeah, that definitely worked real well. And so he's mad. Yeah, he is. He's mad. And anyway, so what you're seeing here, right? I mean, there's a lot of these examples, is that you're seeing a huge amount of these legacy media people totally crashing the fuck out. Like massively crashing the fuck out in every single way. And I'm thinking to myself, thank fucking God. Thank God this is finally happening. I'm so happy about this. This is amazing. I've always thought these people were clowns, and now they're getting fired. They're losing their jobs. They're like, apparently some of their studios are getting shut down. This is a great day for me, man. Couldn't happen to more deserving people. Absolutely. And I think it will. It'll continue happening, which is the best part about it, man. Is it me? Or does he have a monthly thing of crashing out? He does. And luckily, we'll be there for the next one, too.